I'm gonna start all over right quick. Well, it's a little 20-second introduction. Well, it let it play.
To see how much it's changed in a few short years. And this is, of course, the main invasion point into the United States. And what he found in just a few short years from leaving the Customs and Border Protection under Joe Biden is astonishing. Watch.
Okay. I want you to understand. I want you to understand, America. You got people sleeping in gutters. You got in the rain walk. You got over here. You got this. This is what I'm trying to tell you, America. When we say we're going to go on a mission to teach you what the hell's going on, if this is treason or not. This is treason. Look at this. Look at it. Just people.
Now, 4 or 5 years ago, even during 2019 election campaigns or whatever, I kept saying, or especially after, I kept saying treason, treason, and even like that's like when I stopped watching Fox News, right? Because it just I knew they were gang stalking, but they didn't. Nobody takes it seriously, and this is what this video is about. Nobody takes it seriously, and I remember I keep saying I don't understand. Did they pay them? Did they promise them something? And it's like, how could you trust these people? See what I'm saying? It's like they don't. I don't get Raphael Warnock, any of these niggas that's in Congress now. These somehow they got elected. Any of these black folks, diversity. Now the black ones that really doing something. First of all, they wouldn't be a Democrat because Democrats are devil worshippers, all that bullshit. But how can you trust them? All right, even what they promise, and it's just so much more. I can't. My point is, I just let it. It's another one, and that matter of fact, there's another one I seen about what they're doing in Canada, the benefits, their entitlements, Social Security, they cutting that off. That's a whole nother video I'm gonna do later.
They look like burritos stacked on top of each other.
And like they said, comments, the veterans gonna be in Canada. And remember, I kept saying, people ask me, why you still work? Why don't you volunteer? I said, no, I don't want to depend on, the government. I'm still, my check is entitled for my life, but that's not going to be it. I'm not going to be some old dude stuck in the VA home. Remember I said that. So some little young girl beat me up. I'm real old if I'm blessed to live that long. And she's just abusing me. And you know how everybody abandoned me already. That's fine. I'm not whining. I just said I'm not going to end up in some, old folks VA home with some young nurse that ain't even born right now. She ain't even born yet. Because, I'm talking about like if I'm 90 something years, 80, she gonna be beating on me. Nobody can help me. But anyway.
Dan, United States Border Patrol, 100 years in our history, 97 years. We never did this shit. This never existed. If I showed Border Patrol agents that you had illegal aliens in America, sleeping and living in America with bonfires, people from Africa, Middle East, all of them, military age men, all of them. Look at them.
All right, and so even I didn't. They kept saying it for the last couple of months. People were saying military age men, and I tried to think about it too. Like, yeah, but it's like, how are they gonna do anything? But this video, this guy, he's not that old. He's retired already. But think about it. If he joined when he was 20, and he just retired 2 years ago, he's younger than me. He's still only probably like 45 or something. Cause yeah, that's the whole point. Like joining the military, he might have started when he was 18. So he got 24 years in. He's only like 40 some years old.
Of the military age men. You think any of these people give a crap about America? Any of them? Any of them? Look at what we got. This is America now.
All right, and JJ joins us now back home safely in South Dakota. JJ, welcome back to the show. I mean, it's been obviously not in uniform since you've been there. It's been a few years in uniform. You were back there to do interviews for when you were working on your book. But how much has that spot changed since you were last there?
It completely changed. This never happened. As I said in the video, this has never happened. Meaning, if I would I spent 24 years. I spent 10 years in that area in fighting for my life, literally fighting for my life in that area. And people running from you and chasing them to the fence and tackling them and putting them some.
Like when we worked with Border Patrol, we did a mission with the Border Patrol. First of all, we wouldn't. The first thing they told us, don't even bring your uniforms. Don't bring nothing but your civilian clothes. We bringing our weapons, live ammo. This is live. This is live. It's a live mission. So we get to San Diego. We're staying on the base, the Navy base, and in the hotels, basically on every army base got one. You know, little. I can go stay because I still got ID. I can go get a cheap room on any base. But anyway, uh, our our mission was the drug trails, not like what he's the regular. We literally in the office because part of our duty was to go in the office, and I was the radio guy, so I would go at the office in San Diego at the Border Patrol office, and the other part was out in the border with right behind, like they keep showing, the farmers, the this and that, and on the American side and the Mexicans. But we was looking for drug back then, just drug dealers. This was the '90s, like '98 or something. '90s, you know, they just look at it. Wasn't nowhere near nothing like this, but so back then, you know, they told us just like anywhere, rules of engagement. Better make sure they shot at you first. Your ass going to prison. That's what I'm saying. America, we're the only ones got to follow rules of engagement, and that also is another big thing with Trader Joe. That's what I call him, Trader Joe. Not trader, like, you know, he's a trader. You know, he trades skins, first skins. Traitor, like Benjamin. I mean, you know, Benedict Arnold. You know, Trader Joe need to be hung for treason or whatever. You know, like this ain't no threat about the president. But anyway, he this treason. This is really what he's doing. He's letting these, and I'm gonna let it keep going, and I'm gonna tell you exactly what this guy and what I'm talking about now. Like I said, when I was, the matter of fact, we on trails up in the mountains that look like if wrong move, because we didn't have military vehicles. We didn't get vehicles from the Navy. We didn't nothing. We rented SUVs from fucking Enterprise. So we're in off-road vehicles, you know, just regular old Chevys that you could, well, big old Suburbans. Matter of fact, looked like that when they were white. And, but they, you know, it was 1997, so they're brand new, whatever. But, you look like we could fall over the edge, you know, because we're going to plant these, you know, whatever we was doing. And that's it. But, you know, we got our weapons and civilians and, you know, this and that. But anyway,
To making them submit to put the handcuffs on them. Now they're actually living on the U.S. side, burning tires to keep them warm. And here's the biggest thing. God put inside me, as he did a lot of law enforcement officers, especially the guys that I consider very good. We can tell instantly and almost like that who's good and who's bad. Meaning, I know when somebody is just, okay, that's going to be a farmhand, and that person is going to be a maid, and that person is going to kill somebody. That person is going to rape someone. That is a pedophile right there. When I walked around those 75 to 100 men, they were from the nation of India, from the continent of Africa, and from the Middle East. I, for the first time in a long time, felt extremely unsafe. And I knew, and I looked them in the eye, and they looked me square in the eye. I knew that they were.
that's enough thing. Remember, I keep saying all the bums now, the illegals. Remember, I think I did a video. I did, and the illegals at the gas station. Remember, you know, I let them know, like, yo, man, this say, you know, you might be the man. I said it. You might be that, something like that. You know, you in the car. You might be in the cartel for real. But like I said, I got homeboys that's in jail for killing MS-13 already. That been 14 years ago. You know, in Birmingham, Alabama, they in prison, state prison, Alabama. But you know, we had beef with y'all in 2010. Y'all tried to take over neighborhoods in Birmingham. And so I know niggas in prison right now for killing y'all. This ain't Mexico. Y'all might be Mexican. Y'all probably it. Ain't no probably in it. It's your country. And you're right. I wouldn't go down there and you know, fuck around. You know, who would do that? That's stupid to go to any country and go to the bad neighborhood. Like I said, this is stupid to come back in when America before the Democrats. It's like going to Chicago and going to you visit in New York. I mean, you visit America and you go to the hood. So why would I go to the fucking hood in Mexico and get chopped up by the cartel? But anyway, so it's like this guy, they looking hard. I'm like, bro, this is America, man. It's like you're a long way from home. But see that now we know why, cause they're all come. That's why they all got a smirk. That's why they all. And it really, I'm gonna tell you, as it goes on, as this dude keeps talking, what it is, they just waiting for the word. That's some gang shit. We just waiting on the word, homie. They or military. Hurry up and wait up. Hurry up and wait. Before when they know a war is gonna happen, it's a while where they got soldiers built up and they just sitting there. You just sitting waiting for the command. That's what they doing. They just look like bums. That's why they, like he said, they're all healthy, military age men. At first, it's like, what are they gonna do? But I'll tell you the answer in a minute.
Here's the difference back. It's not like it's 30 years ago, Clayton. 3 years ago, I was wearing a uniform down on that border. 3 years ago. Here's the difference. 3 years ago, I owned that piece of land. Now, they look at me as if I'm the trespasser on their property.
Like, what you doing here?
I'm walking on their land. That is how insane this has gotten. And I'm telling you.
And that's how it comes across. When you were walking there, I felt nervous for you just seeing the video. I mean, it looks like you are a stranger in a strange land.
I was walking on soil that I dominated, that I owned, and that I spilled blood on, and other people's blood to keep America safe. So did all the men and women of the Border Patrol. We turned it over. They actually believe they own it. I'm trespassing in there. I did not feel safe. I'm a big man and I'll fight my way out of it. But I knew there was a probability, dude, you're gonna have to fight. This is not safe on any level.
He's a big guy, and but he has that mentality, and I don't know. I doubt if he got it from the Border Patrol. That's why I keep saying we don't get that. The way he's talking, the way he said it, that's literally how you would say it in the military. But you got it from high school. I don't know what they do in South Dakota. Maybe it's just a party, but you still got to fight. But with us, we go at this high school. You might have to fight your way out, and it might be a gunfight. You got to fight your way out. Just like in the military, you train. You might get trapped. You got to fight your way out. You could be special forces. You could be Rangers, Navy SEALs. You could be whoever. Force recon, whatever the Marines are. You got to fight your way out. And you might not make it. You're not scared. It's just you're not what it is. It's off-putting because that's not what you're expecting. We don't think we're gods, but this is our country. It's just like your house. It would throw you off in your own house at first if somebody came in and started acting up and trying to act like he's the boss in your own house. This is our country. It throws you off. It's not civil. That's what I'm saying. It's like witchcraft.
But I need America, and I want your audience to understand, and I want to articulate this as clearly as I can. Everything that you think is bad, it's worse. Everything that you think is being done behind closed doors is worse. I want you to think of we are being invaded, and it is almost, Clayton, as I have done these interviews, and now that I have been able to piece things together through investigation and speaking to other journalists, I truly believe that this is like a military movement into America. It has all the signs of it.
Now, when he said that, that's when it clicked. I'm like, at first when he said how he felt when he got there and they looking at him like he's the stranger there. Like, what are you doing here? I felt that too, but now that clicked. And I'm like, you know what? The weapons, it hit me this morning when I woke up. I still didn't think about it. But it hit me. I mean, I did, but I couldn't figure it out. But it hit me this morning. I didn't think about it just when I woke up. It was on my mind. The weapons are here. Now, I don't know about big weapons. They might have smuggled one. First of all, who got the keys to the armory? The Democrats, all the big cities with National Guard, this and that, the Democrats got the keys. Democrat governors, Democrat mayors, they got the keys to the armory. So all these dudes, then when he said that, I thought about them Al Qaeda videos we used to laugh at. But I don't know about y'all. That little training, it's like they're like if they were right here and they got the little the handlebar, the bars that you used to play on when you was a kid. It is in the military too. The overhead things where they'll be the obstacle course, but they got AK-47s and they're in their desert, bum stuff, PUBG, whatever, and it looks funny because they're just looks like they're just running around, but they still getting exercise and they still doing something repetitive. They're still training, and yeah, they like he said, they're just, and you watch all the other videos of San Francisco, LA, when they're just sitting there, right? But they're young dudes and they're just playing on the phone. New York, it's like these dudes could have been training and it's like they're just waiting on the word. And like I said, the guns are first. What first thought was, the homies gonna give them the guns because they just, they mad about America. They mad about going to prison, and they still don't want to accept it was the Democrats who sent them to prison, and black folks and black women, black men. They sent them. They don't want to accept that. But then it's like, no, the weapons are even here. How did the street gangs get the weapons? That there was what's it called, Fast and Furious. I never looked it up, but yeah, all them weapons are already here. It's like like one of the movies where the person has he's like maybe sitting with a poncho on and looking like a bum, and he stands up. It's an action movie, and underneath the poncho he has like a AK-47. He might be the hero of the movie, but this is what I'm saying is that's the surprise attack for us. We think these dudes just homeless, just sitting there. We already knew they wouldn't come. My thing was they were just coming to make money. Remember I've been said, and then they going back home, and they also giving them $3,000 checks. I mean, debit cards loaded up with $3,000. But it's like, nah, they coming to stay, and everybody, most people in big cities, they ain't got no guns, right? Democrats, they don't have guns. And they feel this finna be like them Hamas movies, videos. They just raping women and shooting everybody, all of us. Just running, going through. That's why I say you got to get ready. It's better to be prepared and don't need it than not prepared. I'm telling you, I think it's going because think about it, election coming up, and they know they can't do it what they did last time. I'll just say that, and they know nobody's going to vote for them, so they might do it before the election. I don't know. I mean, like I said, what this guy is saying and what he's showing, he's not an alarmist. He's a guy. He's a big guy. He's not an alarmist. He's not a wimpy little Democrat. He's not one of them little wimpy guys. They might be physically big, but they're liberals, Democrats. Running around here with their girlfriend, walking their dog. Because they go to the gym. They got their most from the gym. There's no hate. It's no hate. No hate. Promise you. But they soft. You know this guy, he's not like that. He's from South Dakota. He's not like that. He's sounding an alarm like a man, like the rest of us. Like, nah, man, this some real shit. You need to live. Like I said, I think it's real. He telling the truth. He got pictures. He's telling you, and he's telling you how he felt, and like in the way they looking. Like I said, remember I keep saying how these niggas, and I'll put it on video. You know, so they know I'm not just going around starting the fights. Oh, you just tried to fight with it. Like, nah, why do you think I film everything? They try to play that Jedi mind trick. Oh, it must be you. Maybe it's you. Like that's the oldest trick in the book. That just means maybe all of y'all are in a cult, and I'm surrounded by cult members. And like they say, sanity. Being sane, you look like the crazy one, and everybody else is insane. And by what they do. It's easy to tell what they're mad about and everything else.
Because it's multiple strategic invasion points, multiple strategic people are moving the parts into America. At the end of Joe Biden's term, which is only about 8 months away, Clayton, he will have allowed in at least 25 to 30 million people into America. Try to wrap your brain around that.
It's unsustainable.
So ain't that a Trojan? It's not even a Trojan horse, because Trojan horse, they didn't know the soldiers was on the inside. So it's a metaphorical Trojan horse because they're coming like bums. But like they said, they don't look like bums. They might got raggedy clothes, but they all got smartphones. They all, and like he said, they're not just from Mexico. They just coming through the Mexico border. That you got Africans, Haitians, he said Indians, all types of people. You know, the continent of Africa, who knows what country. All these people just come, all these dudes just coming in. They might, you just hit me, you know, they might have to do it before wintertime for the ones up north, because, you know, who knows, they don't want, remember they was freezing them out last winter, about 2 months ago, 3 months ago, in December and January, like in Chicago, they was freezing. So they might do it before, like in October or something, who knows, the election, yeah, I don't know. But maybe, hopefully, like I said, you hope for the best, but prepare for the worst. That's what I'm saying. You got to just be smart about it. It's not you. It's not that we don't have faith. It's just, you know, it gotta even gotta tell you, hey, I gave you a warning and I gave you the means and the intelligence to prepare for it, but you literally didn't do anything, and now you're trapped praying for me to come save you.
Has been tweeting about this, right? The legal migration is one thing, but the United States, even just allowing an additional 1% population into the United States, is devastating to the United States resources, our law enforcement, our disease, dealing with the hospitals. Hospitals have been overrun with illegal immigrants. That's something that's not being reported at all, but that's exactly what's happening. Speak to nurses, speak to doctors. This is what's happening in U.S. hospitals right now. Illegal immigrants flooding in, and who's paying for it? Of course, the U.S. taxpayers are footing the bill for all of this. So when you were there, you're seeing these military-age men, bonfires all along the border, inside the United States, camped there. And I think, you and I spoke off camera a little bit about how this is being orchestrated. And so I think you said, picture, if you will, how bad it is. And then you're not even close to imagining, like understanding how bad it actually is. Can you talk a little bit about the lengths to which these NGOs...
Like you said, 25 million. Hell, even NYPD would be outnumbered, outmanned. You know, NYPD, ain't they the largest police force? It don't matter. Your little police force, Atlanta, Chicago, they're compared to as many as these motherfuckers, if they get who knows where the weapons are. I don't know how the logistics. I could be totally wrong because he didn't say that. This is my thought. This is totally my thought, that the weapons are already here. At least the hand weapons, AK-47s, and I don't know, like bigger weapons. Who knows? They like I said, the thugs, they got a lot of them got military grenades, rocket launchers. The top notch niggas do in the hood. They got real shit. They don't just be talking. They telling the truth. But who knows? Like I said, they got. I don't know. It's just my opinion, but I say just get prepared. All of it, everything you would need. But really, what's the use if in this type of scenario? This ain't a comet or EMP or a nuclear bomb, and people start looting and rioting. This is just straight up a military action. So you all that stuff you stockpile don't mean shit if you ain't got no guns, because they just coming in your house. Because it's from the onset, it's not like a movie or whatever, or real life, a disaster and people taking advantage of the disaster. Like maybe after Katrina. This is from the start a military action. So Like I said, you got to get prepared with everything.
The United States government are facilitating all of this across the border.
The NGOs are the linchpin to all of this because the federal government, without the NGOs, cannot continue on this. And the individuals that I interviewed, and I had one individual in particular that was, he wrote the checks, literally wrote the checks to the NGOs. Okay. And I said, explain to me in detail how this works. And he says, you have to understand this from the perspective of the federal government created a complete chaotic destruction of the border, but they do not have the resources, the manpower, the transportation units to move millions of people from the border into the interior. Thus, they need the NGOs. He says the federal government needs the NGOs so badly that the NGOs now run the government. And I actually had to say, if you and I argue and say, okay, let's say I'm 50% wrong, you're still at about 22, 25 million. So you're still about 7, 8, 9% of the population. So when you have people,
And I fast forward because when I was cooking, the like I said, the 25. Like I said, what if he's okay? Even if he is wrong, and like the National Guard.
it's up and allows us to go further, interview more people, conceal their identity. Because here's the other thing, Clayton. Everyone wants to talk to us, but no one wants to talk to us because they're scared to death of being fired, being jailed by our own government.
And okay, yeah, that's another thing. Since all the Democrat traitors took over, there's no more whistleblower protection. They either they're stupid, they don't know, well, they know what they're doing. They say the whistleblowers are out of it's bizarro reverse land. Remember when they tried to say, when they lied on Trump and they was like, oh, we can't tell you who said all this, and everybody's like, no, you got to tell it. No, whistleblower protection. We can't tell you that. I'm like, no, anybody who's in the military, or anywhere else, government job, anybody with a government job, type of government job, you know what whistleblower protection is. Like I said, the first week I was in the 82nd, they gave us that briefing. And really, he said this applies to every job you gonna have for the rest of your life, in America, not just military. Whistleblower protection don't protect your identity, because that's the whole point of whistleblower protection, because everybody knows that you told. So you fucked it up, as niggas like to say. You fucked it up. Now everybody got to clock in, this and that. When niggas was getting, or maybe it was something unsafe, or maybe it's something unsafe for the consumer and cutting corners, and you just really just couldn't deal with, like, nah, I can't. And now everybody got to take extra steps and work a little bit harder because of you. Or they might have to cut back, and the bosses are mad because this is going to cost millions of dollars to buy new machines, and there's no way around it. So that's to protect you though, but you saved lives, as the real saved lives, like not like the Democrats. You didn't keep people, and they don't even care about possible lawsuits because they rather keep raking in the profits. And if somebody get killed by their product, they get a lawyer, that type. But the point is, that's what whistleblower. It protects you. For one, they can't fire you. Two, they can't harass you because you stayed and you didn't quit. They can't make you quit. You know how nobody talk to you. Say you was already the type that had a lot of friends. Now, if you never really fucked with nobody at the job, then okay, it's fine. You don't care. But other people, now you cut off. Nobody talk to you no more. They don't invite you to the game no more on Saturday or Sunday. College or nothing. Everybody mad at you. Because they got house notes and kids. But you did the right thing. And they're mad. Motherfuckers might want to, that's what the protection. They might want to do something to you. That's whistleblower protection. It don't protect your identity. Everybody knows who your supervisor, if you got an owner of the company, is a regular company, a corporation, it's the government, you work for the federal government. It protects you from your supervisor and your coworkers. for blowing the whistle. That's what it's supposed to be. And that's how you knew they were full of shit or either stupid as hell when they lied on Trump and they said, "Well, we can't tell you whistleblower." But no, you're supposed to. You got to know who your accusers are. That's why it protects you because you have to know who your accuser. So okay, this is an added protection. Just protect the accuser or whoever's blowing the whistle, snitching, whatever, tattletaling. It protects what it is. So, but like he said, these people at the border patrol they can't say anything because they get fired or even thrown in prison with these nasty ass Democrats. You know, evil. You got to get it. That's why I said all of this is kind of useless. That's why I still, waiting on Trump, the election. I'm saying I hope it. I think he is because all of this is useless. His video, all of this is useless. We at this point, it's so many in. There's nothing we can do. Everybody's oblivious, just walking their dogs and collecting the dog poop. But so everybody's just happy, right? Walking their dog, walking their wife. But there's nothing that has to come from the top. You got to cut the head off of the snake. You got to cut the head of the snake off. This is useless. Even waking the people up. At this point, we gotta go in because, like he said, the people inside they can't say anything because there's no more whistleblower protection because all the snakes are at the top and they're going to fire them or throw them in prison because this is a federal agency for blowing the whistle because all the corrupt people are inside the federal government now, all these corrupt Democrats, so, and rhinos and fake Republicans. So this there's nothing we all can do. It has to come from the top. But I think Trump knows something, that has something, and knows some. I think really it's but like I said, you still want to make it to November, right? And not just that, January, the inauguration. But anyway, I guess as a matter of fact, because instead of making this video, I need to be now definitely speeding up my plans. Definitely, I got to spend the rest of the day taking care of some shit, so I could be straight. For when the commies attack. Who knows when the commies are going to be attacking? They're already here amongst us.